You know the answer. You've known it for years, and the second it actually matters, it's gone. Not blurry, not hard to reach, just gone. Like someone cleared the screen right before you needed to read it. You sit there, completely capable, and suddenly feel completely incapable. The harder you reach for the thought, the further it goes, and the more you notice that happening, the worse it gets. This has a name. Psychologists call it choking under pressure, and it has almost nothing to do with how prepared you were. Here is what actually happens in the brain when pressure arrives. The prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain handling complex thought, planning, reasoning, holding information while you use it. Working memory lives here. The kind of thinking that makes you good at hard things runs through this region. Pressure floods it, not dramatically, quietly. A surge of cortisol, the stress hormone, moves through the body. The amygdala, the part of the brain built for threat detection, fires up. And suddenly, the brain is splitting its attention between two jobs at once, the task in front of you and the threat it thinks you're under. Working memory can only hold so much. When anxiety takes up space in it, less is left for the actual problem. The math problem you could solve in your sleep becomes genuinely difficult. The words that you have said 100 times feel suddenly unfamiliar. The brain isn't broken, it's just full of the wrong things. And then comes the second problem, which might be worse than the first. You start watching yourself. Psychologists call this explicit monitoring. The idea is simple. A lot of what skilled people do runs on autopilot. You've done it enough times that the brain stopped narrating it and just ran it. The musician doesn't consciously think about finger placement. The athlete doesn't consciously map out the motion. It just happens, fast and clean, below the level of deliberate thought. Pressure turns the narration back on. Suddenly, you're thinking about every step of something that you stopped thinking about years ago. Watching your own hands, monitoring your own voice, running commentary on a process that was never supposed to have commentary. And that monitoring interrupts the very thing it's trying to protect. Researchers tested this with experienced golfers, skilled players making a simple putt that they have made thousands of times. Under pressure conditions, when they focused on the mechanics of what they were doing, performance dropped sharply. The conscious attention broke the automatic movement. The more carefully they tried to control it, the more it fell apart. Paralysis by analysis is what they call it. Thinking too hard about something you already know how to do becomes the reason you do it worse. This is why the people who choke most spectacularly are often not the least prepared. They are frequently the most prepared, the ones with the most working memory, the most accumulated skill, the most to lose. Pressure steals from them proportionally. The more you're capable of, the more anxiety has to take from you. There is something almost cruel about that. You spent years getting good enough to handle the moment, and the weight of the moment is precisely what makes the skill harder to access. The brain under pressure is not a more stupid brain, it's a distracted one that can't tell the difference between a deadline and a predator, between a job interview and a physical threat. The stress response was built for emergencies where thinking fast mattered more than thinking clearly. It narrows focus, floods the body with energy, sharpens the senses. All of that was genuinely useful once. In a world where most threats were physical and fast, you didn't need your prefrontal cortex, you needed your legs. The problem is the brain runs the same response now. For tests, for presentations, for high-stakes conversations, where what you actually need is precisely the slow, careful thinking that stress is designed to temporarily shut down. So it's not that you went blank because you weren't ready. It's that your brain decided that you were in danger and did everything it was supposed to do to keep you safe. It just happened to be completely wrong about the situation.